We are starting with week Nasso 2024. This is learning that we're doing Ilul Neshamat for Dalia Bat Marcel and my mother and my father Aaron Ben Shlomo, whose Yortzeit is this week. Both Yortzeit are this week, so B'ezrat Hashem it will be for their Ilul Neshamat. What we're going to do is we're going to it's very interesting because we just learned in this week's parasha, in this week's Haftarah in Bamidbar, at the end of it, it says, "V'yadatem et Hashem," and you shall know Hashem. And the question is, how do we know Hashem? How should we know Hashem? And the answer I came up with, the only answer I could come up with is that you have to listen to what he says. And so listening to what he says is about listening to his Torah and understanding it, and that's what we're doing here in this Beit Hamidrash. We're actually using the explanations of the Moshe Alshech, whose synagogue we're actually in, to explain the Pesukim. And we're starting in Parashat Nasso. And we'll just start at the beginning and see how we every morning we'll do a little bit further, and B'ezrat Hashem get an understanding of the week's parasha. And you can join us with us if you can get a copy of Nasso, the Torah Moshe, which is basically we're recommending this version of Torah Moshe, which has both the text from the Alshech and also notes at the bottom, which is very, very useful. So we're recommending that. But there are other versions that you can get. This is an earlier version that only has the actual text without the notes. So feel free to get a copy of the Alshech and join us in our learning. It's a really inspirational and really fulfilling exercise. So we're going to start first with reading the Pesukim of Nasso. So I'm going to ask Reuven to read those Pesukim, the first Pesuk for us.
Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Nasso et Rosh B'nai Gershon, Gam Haim Leveit Avotam Lemishpachotam.
So let's translate that. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe lemor. Hashem speaks to Moshe saying, Nasso et Rosh B'nai Gershon. Count. Nasso means count, yeah?
Take a census.
Take a census of the heads of the tribes, the sons of Gershon, and Hem Livnei Avotam, also them, according to their fathers' households, Lemishpuchotam, according to their families. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we have a similar composition of the counting that we had before. In Parashat Bamidbar, we had counted two of the other. Sorry, we counted Merari, and now we're counting Gershon. So let's go straight into the text of the Alshech. Vaydaber Adonai, etc. Nasso et Rosh v'chulo. Ra'u lasim lev. We have to pay attention. Aleph. Ma nishtalnu halviim mi'Yisrael. What is the difference between the instructions to count Israel and the instructions to count the Leviim? It's interesting that he's asking this now. Ki b'Yisrael ne'eman because when we talked about the counting of Israel, we said, Se'u et Rosh. In the English it says, take census again, but it's a different verb. We use the verb Se'u, as opposed to now in Gershon, we're using Nasso.
Levim.
Ulviim
Ne'emar.
Ne'emar Nasso et Rosh. Nasso, Se'u, Nasso. What is the difference between Se'u and Nasso, I guess, is what he's asking. So that's question number one. Question number two.
Lama.
Lama b'merari lo ne'emar Nasso klal. In the counting of Merari, which we have, is that it's coming up in verse 29. In the counting of Merari, we don't have the term Nasso at all. Actually, can we just quickly read that? Yeah, let's read that. Let's just see. On verse 29, when it's talking about counting Merari, it says,
B'nai Merari. Lemishpachotam. Lebeit avotam. Tifkod otam.
so it doesn't say Se'u or Nasso in that case, but it does refer to Lemishpachotam, Levet Avotam. And it's interesting in the other difference, I'm just noticing now that in the case of Gershon, it says Levet Avotam V'nef, and now afterwards it says Lemishpechotam. In the case of Merari, that order has been switched. But the verb to count, we use tifkod, which is a third verb of counting. Each one a different verb, and so the Alshech is asking why. So now we come to the third question.
Amro.
Amro b'Gershon, gam hem shehu miutar. In the text that we just read at the beginning, it said gam hem, also them. And the Alshech is saying that this gam hem is redundant. Ve'od shelo na'amar ken bivnei merari. And we don't see this term of gam hem, also them, in reference to counting of merari. Shenimnu acharehem. Shenimnu, that were counted afterwards. Daled, lama shina b'nei Gershon. Why did he make a change in the sense of Gershon? Ki bikhat amar. Because, I don't know what bikhat means. Bikhat amar lemishpachotam levetovotam. He's talking about the order, I think. He says, according to their families, according to their father's households. Gershon, Gershon, he switched it. I think that should be b'memrari. He switched it, no? Hefich amvar Beit avotam lemishpachotam. Gershon he said Beit avotam first and lemishpachotam. But with Merari, I think he.
What's the next
I think
sentence?
this is a mistake, no?
Look at the next sentence. Uvi Merari.
Over Merari,
Choser.
Hoser al
El Seder.
Seder
Ha'amor.
Ha'amor
Bikhat.
Bikhat. You came just at the right time. What does Bikhat mean?
What?
Bikhat. Bikhat.
Just a second.
Bikhat.
Let me take a look.
Bik-
I don't want to say anything without seeing.
Bikhat. ואחר כך כשמספר הכתוב מה שנמנו או מה שעלה סיכום כל משפחה, אומר בכל אחד משלשת במשפחת ובית אבותם. ועוד למה בקהת אמר וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון, ובגרשון לא נזכר אהרון. Okay, we got the last bit. When he's talking about Gershon, he didn't say to Moshe to count with Aaron. He was counting himself. And he's basically talking about the changing in the order of Mishpachotam and Levet Avotam. But there was a bit here that I missed. I think it says in the summary probably it's changed as well.
I assume
Where
in the next
Dalet,
portion, huh?
or
Nasso?
actually-
Nasso.
Yeah, Nasso and Dalet. Question number Dalet. I think it'll be worth reading it again because it was quite involved.
Hold on, where the pasuk וידבר השם אל משה ונשוא את ראש בני גרשון גם הם לבית אבותם למשפחתם. Yeah, that's number Dalet.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll read it. You
Yes,
read it,
please.
yeah. למה שינה בבני גרשון? מה נשתנה, right? למה שינה?
Right.
Why did he change? כי בקהת אמר למשפחתם לבית אבותם. Regarding Kahat, he said למשפחתם, families, לבית אבותם, to the house of their fathers. בגרשון היפך, made the opposite, הפוך, right? קפה הפוך,
Yeah.
upside down. ואמר לבית אבותם למשפחתם, the order reversed. Yes, Reuben?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was? Okay, fine. Yeah, בסדר,
Yeah.
so far so good. That's the question. ובמררי, but in regarding מררי, חוזר אל סדר האמור. He came back to the same order, בקהת, like in Kahat, to the family Kahat. So there's no big mystery. The word is the name of families of Kahat.
So let's understand. In Kahat,
Yeah.
let's just have a look at the Kahat here, the sons of Kahat.
We need the Chumash. Yeah, look in the Chumash.
Just trying to say, it should say the verse, wasn't it? Pasuk Kaf.
Should be למשפחת, should be לגרשון, כי בקהת אמר למשפחתם לבית אבותם.
Which pasuk is it?
פסוק בייס,
Bet.
בית.
Yeah. Nasso et rosh bnei Kahat מתוך בני לוי.
אוקיי.
למשפחותם לבית
לבית
אבותם.
אבותם.
Okay, that's the first time.
Right.
The second
בגרשון
time,
הפך ואמר
לבית אבותם,
לבית אבותם
למשפחותם.
למשפחתם.
Correct.
ובמררי, now where is
He
מררי?
is on 20,
פסוק
verse
כ"ט.
29.
Right. חוזר אל סדר האמור
לבית
בקהת.
אבותם,
The same order is קהת.
משפחותם, yeah, same as what I see.
בסדר, so it's a zigzag, right?
Gershon is the one that switched.
That's right.
Gershon
Gershon is the odd
switched.
one out.
Right, for some reason Gershon is different. Very good.
Okay. ואחר כך, כשמספר הכתוב...
So that's the word you asked me, right? Kahat.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
ואחר כך, כשמספר הכתוב מה שנמנו ומה שעלה סכום כל משפחה, later on, when the pasuk is dealing with how they were counted and what was the schum, was the sum of each family, sum total, lamed dalet, lamed chet, and mem beit.
Lamed Dalet.
Lamed
Dalet
dalet.
is counted as, according to, I see. Here it says, Lamed Dalet is מבין 3 שנה ומעלה, עד בין 3 שנה, sorry. ויפקדו משה ואהרון ונשיאי העדה את בני הקהתי למשפחתם
לבית
לבית
אבותם.
אבותם.
Again, the same order, right? משפחתם לבית אבותם. So only Gershon is different. Yeah?
Yeah, he's saying all summaries, when he told all summaries, Lamed Dalet, Lamed He, Lamed Chet, Lamed
And
Chet,
Mem Beit.
Bnei Gershon, Lemishpochotam Levet Avodam, it's also the summary.
Even Gershon.
Is Gershon is the same.
Oh,
And the third one is Mem Bet. Mem Bet is Lefkudatam Levet Avodam. They're all the same order. So only in the first counting of Gershon is it switched.
Very
That's his
good.
question. Okay. Okay.
Seder? Yeah.
Yeah. And what's
Okay.
the end of that?
Who is the next reader?
No, we haven't finished that.
Okay. Ve'od, and one more thing, says the Rav. Lama bikahat Omer, why regarding Kahat, he is saying, Veidaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aharon, ubegershon lo hiskir Aharon. Why, when Pasuk is talking about Kahat, he's mentioned Moshe ve'Aharon, but regarding Gershon,
Yeah, because
Aharon
he's
is not
talking about
mentioned.
in Pasuk Lamed.
Pasuk
Lamed
Aleph, V'daber Hashem el Moshe ve'Aharon, the very first pasuk in Nasso. I assume, I don't know, Pasuk Aleph.
No, the first pasuk in Nasso it says V'daber Adonai Moshe lemor.
Okay, so
That's
Pasuk
without-
Aleph. Just find which one is Aleph.
Aleph?
Yeah,
No, we don't have Aleph here.
there has to be Aleph somewhere.
No, it's a different. Oh, right.
It doesn't
here.
matter.
V'daber Moshe Moshe. So no, that's a different. It's a different thing. Oh, hang on. V'daber Adonai Moshe lemor.
Saras?
Commanded.
Hmm?
No, that's on the Tzarat. I think maybe in Aleph, the previous chapter. Yeah, here it says, "Vaydaber Adonai Moshe ve'el Aharon lemor,
Right.
Nasso et rosh bnei Kahat."
Kahat.
So that's Moshe and Aaron.
Right.
Now, when we come to Gershon, it says,
Right.
"Vaydaber Adonai and Moshe lemor," only Moshe.
Moshe, only Moshe.
When he comes to Merari, it doesn't even say Vaydaber Adonai Moshe. It just said Bnei
Okay,
Merari.
very
It's just
good. So it's your
continuation.
own Hiddush.
But then, when he does the summary in 34, verse 34, Lamed Dalet, it says, Vifkod Moshe ve'Aharon, Venase ha'am
Nasiha.
ha'eda et bnei Kehat, Limshpochatam z'vedam. So,
The Rav, the Rav here is saying that Ubegershon lo niskar Aharon, Pasuk Haf Aleph.
Chaf Aleph. Sorry, I heard Aleph. Yeah, that's right. In Chaf Aleph, he doesn't tell him.
Regarding Gershon,
Gershon, he doesn't say Aaron.
no Aharon.
Just
That's
Moshe.
right. Just Moshe. Okay.
So can you summarize the question?
Well, there's many.
This part, the
That
last
part of the
yeah.
question. So basically, in the instructions to count, it's always Moshe and Aaron, except for when he's asked to count Gershon. But I would also say that when he comes to Merari, there's no instruction to count. It just says Bnei Merari. So the exception of Gershon is only exception because there's only two. So you can't say really it's an exception.
Well, then it's just comparing Gershon and Mara and
And
Kahat.
Kahat.
There is a certain
Yes,
difference.
Correct. Okay.
That is, name of Aharon is not mentioned.
That's right. Okay. Okay, so question Vav. Ki bekahat na'amar kol ba letzava v'gershon hu amar kol.
I think you skipped the hay.
Did I? I did. Yeah.
Oh, we said, no, we didn't say hey.
מה שהיה כי בקהת לא נזכר מניין. What does that mean? כי אם נשוא את ראש בן קהת וכולו, ובגרשון נאמר גם לשון נמין. מניין. באמרו תפקוד אותם. ובמררי אחד אמר, אמרו, תפקוד אותם, חוזר ואמר, תפקודם.
Right,
So
so
it's
we
saying-
have stylistic differences here.
I mean, basically, the summary of the stylistic difference is that there is an instruction. Yeah, he's saying there's an instruction to count. Yeah,
Right, but the word count is not mentioned in regard to Begershon, Lashon Minyan. Begershon also mentioned counting, Minyan, Tifkod, right? Regarding Gershon, we have
it says
Tifkod,
Nasso, isn't it, with Gershon?
Pasuk Bet,
So get bet,
Bet,
kaf bet or bet.
Bet.
So bet. No, that's with kahat, I think.
I'm sorry, he's interesting. He's saying here Pasuk Bet and Pasuk Haf Gimel.
Yeah, Chav Gimel is Gershon.
Okay, what does it say there?
מבין 30 שנה ומעלה עד בין 50 שנה תפקוד.
Tifkod Otam.
תפקוד אותם.
There's a word Tifkod,
Yeah.
right?
That's in
Okay,
Gershon.
right.
Where-
Merari,
Merari,
Pasuk Haf Tet,
Haftet,
29.
it's also תפקוד.
Tifkod Otam.
Yeah, תפקוד אותם.
Right.
But when with
Pasuk Lamed,
למד, פסוק למד,
no, I'm sorry, yeah, Pasuk Lamed,
that's Merari.
yeah,
תפקוד.
and it says Tifkedem. Pasuk Ba'amro, Pasuk Havda Gimel Tifkod Otam. Bemarari Achar Amro Tifkod Otam, Chozer V'omer Tifkedem. Bemarari, there is an extra Tifkedem.
Where's
Hav
תפקדם?
Tet.
Haftet is תפקדם?
I'm sorry, Pasuk Lamed. Pasuk Lamed says Tifkedem.
I don't see that. I see
You
פסוק
read-
למד.
Can you read Pasuk Lamed, please?
Yeah. בני מררי למשפחותם לבית עבודם, תפקוד אותם.
Keep going.
That's the end of the pasuk.
That was Haftet.
No, that's למד. Sorry, כ"ט, yeah.
Now Lamed.
מבין 3 שנה ומעלה עד בין 5 שנה, תפקדם.
Tifkedem.
I see. Okay.
So again, Begershon says Tifkod Otam. Bemarari says Tifkod Otam. And Bemarari also, there is a pasuk after that says Tifkedem.
I see.
Okay, I
Okay.
don't know. We have to go with Rav Alshech, right? He is very, very
Very precise.
midayek, right? There is a saying, when you're in a minefield, go
Right,
slow.
right,
Stop
right,
and go slow.
Right. Okay. Okay, so now we go to Vav. כי בקהת נאמר, כל בא לצבא, ובגרשון הוא אמר, כל הבא לצוות צבא.
לצוות צבא, yeah.
ומרי אומר לצבא.
Litzava.
Let's see that in the text.
Okay. Pasuk Gimel. Kahat, regarding Kahat,
Hat, it says,
Kol ba latzava.
Kol ba latzava, yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then with regards to
Gershon,
Gershon,
Chav Gimel,
Chav Gimel,
Kol haba.
Kol Habba.
Right, here it's in the Kahat says Kol ba latzava. In our pasuk regarding Gershon, Kol haba letzavo tzava. Letzavo tzava. Double notion,
meaning.
right? Double,
On
two words.
Merari, it says Litzavo,
Letzavo,
which is Pasuk Lamed.
which is the same as Bekahat. All right, very good.
I just wanted to see where the Litzavo is. Lamed.
I think you were recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Litzavo. Oh, Litzavo, I got it. Yeah, Lamed. Okay, Zain, Ki Bighat Nemar La'asot Melacha ובגרשון הוא אמר כל הבא לצבו צבא לעבור
Lavod,
לעבוד
avoda.
עבודה.
Right.
ומררי הוא אומר לעבוד את עבודת אוהל מועד.
Right.
Again, just differences in...
Right, semantics, stylistic. Well, to us, I mean, of course, it's all loaded with meaning. Torah is not using words stam, you know.
Yeah.
But for us, it just looks like, big deal, you know, right?
Okay.
A little difference of language.
כי this is חטא, כי בקחת ובגרשון נאמר באוהל מועד, ומרי נאמר אוהל מועד. That's such a fine...
Just one letter missing, right?
Yeah. ט' כי לא יהיו לא אלא
That's that, right? Okay.
אלו ולא אלו עושים מלאכה ולא עבודה באוהל מועד, כי אם נושאים משכן
Mishkan v'kela.
וקהילה. That says, because neither of them are doing anything in the oil.
Kahat and Gershon, right, they were not really doing any melacha,
In the oil moed.
right?
Ki im nosim.
They were the carriers, so to speak.
Yeah. Mishkan.
They were the movers.
What is it? Nosim.
Nosim to carry.
To carry.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we can go to the text. Yeah. Omnam, indeed.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Hine le.
I think we should read those little letters because they kind of, what's the word
notes.
for it? No, the little small letters before. Maybe you don't have
Oh,
them.
I see.
The
I've got it.
subtitles, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Ta'am manin.
Minyanam.
The reason for their counting.
Right. So it right away helps us to kind
Yeah.
of focus on, right?
Omnam, indeed. Hine lechlalot am bnei Israel. Indeed. Hine lechlalot. What's lechlalot?
Chlalut, in a general, right, in a community, in a total of Bnei Israel, of people of Bnei Israel.
In the totality of bnei Israel.
Right. Very good.
אחד הייתה נשיאת ראשם במספר הפרשה הקודמת. אחד הייתה I think it means that one of them was counted in the previous parasha, right?
In the totality of Bnei Israel, it sounds like he's saying
Amongst the counting of the
right.
total.
There was a matter, one matter, right, was the counting, Nesiyat Rosham, B'misparam, HaParasha HaKodemet. It's a, so to speak, counting their numbers in the previous parasha. That was the first עניין, first matter. אחת הייתה נשיאת ראשם. First, one was right, counting their heads of the numbers of their numbers.
הלא היה לעשותם 4 מחנות ו4 דגלים.
Right. And that, no, right, it was not it, sort of, it's like hypothetical, right? Halo he is not it, or was not it, meaning that was, what was it about? Lasotam arba mechanot, in order to
make it into 4 camps.
4 camps,
me'en,
be'arba degalim, under 4 flags.
yeah.
That was, so to speak, the first objective.
מעין מארבע מחנות שכינה. What's מעין again?
In the manner, like what we were explaining last week.
על כן נאמר בם בפקוד אותם לכך שאו את ראש. Therefore, again, נאמר, it says, count them.
בפקוד אותם, regarding the counting of them, right? The expression used, su et rosh, raise their head or count their heads. It's like very nuanced, right? The distinction between pekod and Nasso. It's all matters of counting, of raising the head, like head count.
Right, so it was. כמדבר למען, as we said further up
Above,
there,
as it was said above. כן מדובר, yeah.
משפחות הלוי, but in the family of the Levis, בלעדי זה הייתה להם
נשיאת ראש.
What does that mean?
Right. Ach, משפחות הלוי, right? But regarding the families of the Levi, בלעדי זה, apart from just that matter of simply, so, quote unquote, counting their number, right? There was something else. הייתה להם נשיאת ראש. They also needed what's called the head count.
נשיאת ראש, כי לגויים,
כי legion, legion, it's a foreign word.
כי legion של מלך
why they needed this special treatment? I think that somebody asked last week, right? I think you asked. Because they are the legion of the king, so to speak. It's quote unquote. Right?
Okay. כי השם הוא נחלתם. What's נחלתם?
Nachalatam, their inheritance, their portion. Nachala, like a, what is it called? Hereditary portion.
Yeah.
Inheritance.
וגם סביב למשכן יחנו. And also around the Mishkan they camped.
Right.
על כן מה שאתה הוא יתברך חוזר לפקוד אותם. Therefore,
I think we should read a little more until the comma, so we get the whole. לייחד
עבודה לכל אחד
ממשפחותם.
הוא נשיאות ראש נוסף על
החדש. על החדש. Interesting.
על כן לא אמר שאו את ראש. Okay, so we'll need
Right.
to translate then.
Okay, so there is a comma here, so let's pause at the comma, right? And let's rewind the tape, like they say,
Yeah.
and try to unscramble it, yeah?
Yeah.
Fine. Let's go slow. Al ken ma she'ata, right? Therefore, the reason that now, hu itbarach, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Choser,
לפקוד אותם.
right,
He goes back
he's going back, lifkod otam, to count them, or to appoint them, right? Liyached avodah, to designate, liyached, like ichud, right? Designate. Avodah, work, avodah, lekol echad mimishpachatam. Now Kadosh Baruch Hu is designating each one his job.
I see. So
Who nesiyut rosh nosaf al hechadash. So, and that's a new kind of, it's a new way which we didn't have before. It's a new count, right? For additional.
Nisiut is count.
Yeah, we're gonna call it that.
Al ha'chadash. A new, I see. Al ken lo amar se'u et rosh. Therefore, he didn't say se'u. Ki im nasso. Only he said nasso. Lashon makor. The language of makor.
Makor is a source.
Source.
Well, we'll have to read those notes, right? Because I'm not completely sure what he means. So we'll have
she it's dark al hamash
al hemshech
al hemshech
nesiyut rosh.
rosh.
Aha.
That it is
Holech
correct.
umitnaseh. Yeah, keep reading.
הולך ומתנשא
Madrega
המדרגה
al madrega. Wow.
I don't know. Okay, so
So, right. So the Rav Alshech, he's like Midayak, right? What's the difference between, right, Su et Rosh and
Nasso.
Nasso?
What is the difference? I mean, let's just try and understand. It's the same root.
Yeah,
Su and
Nasso. You know,
what is the grammatically? What is the difference then?
That's what he's saying here. Let's see what he's saying.
Uh-huh.
He's saying it's Lashon Makor. Nasso, it's a language of the source.
Nasso.
Right. Makor. Makor is like a source.
Okay. Sheyitzdak, which is correct.
Just a second, right. Sheyitzdak, which is applicable, right, which is like right thing, right, which it's your tzodek in certain use of it, what's the use? Al hemshech nesiyat rosh, because it's a continuation of the count, of the raising of the head. In other words, there is a new matter here, right, regarding Levites, that it's like ongoing process. And now it's going, because they're getting like the second level. They're not just counted like the rest of the Bnei Israel, but they're like, it's developing to the next level. Holech umitnaseh, because he's continuing to raise, to be in the counting, madrigal, a level above the other level. Something like that.
Okay, so it's. I think I got that just, but let's read the notes because you've got lots of notes on this. So let's go to Aleph.
You're much better, like as far as putting all together.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
yeah.
more scattered. My mind is not.
Kodemet.
Yeah.
It's on the Kodemet.
Which note?
On the notes Aleph.
Aleph. Okay.
Techilit.
Tachlit. Right.
אחת הייתה במספר
Muskar.
בפרשת הקודמת.
Okay. Period.
Okay.
Right. So we said there, right, that there was one purpose in the previous parasha.
That was told us in the previous parasha. Okay, Bet.
Okay, fine.
Su'u et Rosho.
Hold on,
Su'u et Rosh.
Lekach, I don't know where you are.
Bet is.
Lekach.
I'm just reading whereabouts in the text. It's
Oh, in the
referring-
text.
Yeah, Su'u et Rosh. It's referring about Su'u et Rosh. But
Mhm.
it says Bet lekach kara lekvalet lekabelet
Lekabalat.
לקבלת החשבון נשוא את ראש, כי המנין נועד,
I'm not sure I follow you.
on bet,
You're in the note?
I'm in the notes now.
Oh, in the notes.
Yeah.
לכך קרא לקבלת החשבון נשוא את ראש. Okay.
Which means what? That's why he said,
Count the heads, right?
כי המנין,
כי המניין,
כי המניין, counting,
right?
נועד,
נועד was purpose. What the purpose was in this counting?
לנסה ולרומם את ראשם. To לנסה,
to raise,
raise
and uplift the
and
heads.
uplift.
Yeah.
Raise and uplift the heads.
So this counting here, right? It's the language is not really counting, right? The language is raise their heads.
Right.
So sometimes we have it, right? Count the heads, raise hands. But he's
that
more,
was a purpose. It was
there is a
like
purpose, right?
Reading with a purpose.
right.
Okay, and then Gimel, it's referring to the words Nisiat Rosh. Gimel, lulei
המספר,
המספר היה ללווים, נשיאת ראש. What does that mean?
right, because גם ללוויים, המספר היה גם no, I'm sorry, לולי, המספר היה ללוויים נשיאת ראש. Let me see there, what is it referring to? Because the Leviim, there was an extra Nasiat Rosh. They had an extra, there was an extra reason why they needed to be counted.
Gam lulei. What does lulei mean?
Lulei, except but. Lulei HaMispar, apart from the Mispar, Haya Leviim Nasiat Rosh, they had another Nasiat Rosh. Apart, right, Lulei.
Apart from the mispar,
The ordinary, right,
The
Mispar,
counting.
right,
there was another raising of the head.
right.
I see, okay. Daled, which
Are you a Levi or Kohen?
no, my mother was a Levi.
Oh, okay.
Hema, של מלך המה.
Legion shel Melech Hema. They Reuven left, or he's just stepped out?
He had to leave.
Okay. Oh, so we can close his.
Yeah.
Sefer.
So Daled, כמובא
Medrash.
כמובא במדרש, חובה בדברי רש"י. As we
Huva b'divrei Rashi.
Huva
Is
is
it
what?
brought.
brought by the words of Rashi, וכן בדברי רבנו שם.
Rabbeinu Sham. As Rav Alshech explains there.
Okay. And then on Hay, which is talking about Nosaf al Chadash.
Hold on. He was
Nosaf al
al
Chadash.
Hu Nesiyut
counted.
Rosh Nosaf al Hachadash. Right.
We
There is a
count.
new
This is the-
additional Nesiyat Rosh.
Yeah, this is the bit that we got a little bit stuck on. So let's read.
Okay.
Hey, מלבד נשיאת ראש שהייתה ללוויים
Mechamat.
מחמת
Mechamat, for the reason.
מחמת היותם Legoyim.
Legion
Legion
Hamelech. That's the
Hamelech.
same. Legion of the king. Legion. It's a legion, really. You
So
know.
apart from the normal count, they had to be counted, they had to be raised as
Right.
the legions of the...
Because they're
the king.
legion of king.
נוסף להם, אתה נשיאות, ראש נוסף.
Nosefed, additional, nosaf.
What's ein yud?
Al yadei.
Al yedei.
You know what's al yadei?
Yeah. Al yedei for the reason of.
Mhm.
Haminyan.
Or as a result of, or by, right?
Haminyan לצורך קביעת התפקיד. טובת החדש.
תיבת החדש
החדש.
צריך ביור.
צריך.
No, it needs to be explained. It bothered us also in the first reading.
Yeah.
It wasn't so clear. Lechora,
ולכאורה
supposedly,
צריך
lomar,
לומר הישן
hayashan, or hakodem.
הקודם.
So he is trying to correct Rav Alshech. I'm not sure I agree with him. I like Rav Alshech better, but whatever. He's saying that Lechoira, probably Tzarich Lamar he meant to say, or needs to be said, instead of Chadash, Hayashan, or Hakodem, or the previous. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to get in between.
Right. And then Zayin, Vav. is
Did we
on-
get that far?
Yeah,
Or- Yeah,
on
okay.
מקור.
Okay.
כמו זכור שמור לשון
Have
הווה.
present.
What's that mean?
Because
It's
because
present.
he's right.
So Nasso is the present.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's sort of like, in now. Existing.
And Zayin ובזה תורצה קושיה א' של לכך שינה הלשון. That's why we changed the language.
We answered now the first question, why the language was changed. Right?
שבישראל אמר שאו ושאינו נשאת ראש.
נשיאת ראש,
נשיאת ראש
מתמשכת,
מתמשכת, אלא
continuous, right?
נשיאת ראש חדש.
חדשה,
new.
it's a new, right?
Counting.
לעומת.
לעומת, for the reason.
Contrary or opposite, distinct.
Distinct to the Leviim שנאמר בנסו.
בהם נסו.
נסו. שהיה
שהיא נשיאת
ראש מתמשכת והולכת.
right.
שנשיאת רשם היה המלך למעלת
היא המשך למעלתם קדמה למניין. So, yeah.
How do we understand that?
So
Contrary to the
ordinary counting, they had that extra, the counting of the Leviim was, so to speak, continuing to the next level.
The only problem with all of this is that, yeah, you're right. So, because even with Kahat it says Nasso. I thought he didn't say Nasso. So in both cases, Kahat and Gershon, he says Nasso. So the question will be is why in Merari it doesn't say Nasso. Okay. So next page.
Okay.
Vehine haya hadat nota.
Just a minute. Right, so again, I think let's read like maybe the little letters on top.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Seder minyanim,
Minyanam,
minyanam, v'ta'am
Halukat,
holokat
Halacha.
halachot. The reason for the counting and
Right.
the allocations of the different works.
Right.
והנה היה הדת נוטה,
Note is like to incline.
incline,
Incline, yeah. Like if you binyan note, it's not good.
and here is the reason.
Vehine haya hadat note. Our understanding would be inclined, right? We might incline in our understanding, right?
Yeah. שבראשון התחיל ובשני
Yishne.
That in the first case he started and then the second he changed.
Yeah, Yishne.
כפי סדר לדעתם, according to the order of their understanding.
Of their leidatam, their birth. Laledet, leida.
לדעתם.
Right, it's not da'atam, it's leidatam.
We would have thought, you're saying, would have thought that we would have started in the order of their births.
Right, if we like, right, you have children sitting
In
at
other
the
words,
table.
Gershon first.
Right, you know, first your firstborn, then the
Yeah.
second, yeah,
Yeah.
you
Leval hatil.
hatil kina,
Kina, what is that?
so that not to throw in kina, the jealousy. Right, like
Leval.
Yosef, we had the whole thing there with brothers.
Hatil
right?
means not to put.
Hitil, what?
What does hitil mean?
Hitil means like to throw in, to place something, to, you know, lehatil, to
Leval
introduce.
hatil kina. So he doesn't introduce,
Not to create kina, right?
create
Jealousy.
jealousy. V'im
Kacha.
kecha, and if so, haya oseh, it should have been
Right.
בגרשון היה מתחיל. He should have started with גרשון,
Why?
because he's the oldest.
He's the firstborn. Right?
ואחריו קהת, and afterwards קהת, ואחריו מררי,
Mhm.
because that's the age. אך לא עשה כן.
Right.
הוא התברך, כי אם בקהת התחיל, because he started with קהת.
Mhm.
והנה תשובת דבר זה בצידו. And therefore,
And he
the
says,
answer-
and behold, the answer to this matter, right? Tshuvat davar zeh,
the answer
בצידו.
to this measure, בצידו, meaning,
right next to you, to tzad, right on your side, right next to you.
what does it mean next to you?
It means that it's right there in a pasuk. It's right there. It's explained. It's
Ah.
you know it follows.
Okay. יען
Yeah.
כי עבודת בני קהת הייתה עיקר
Mishkan.
המשכן. Because the purpose of the work of the Kahat family of the Mishkan was more important.
Right. So on one hand, what?
One hand, he should have. We would have thought that he would have done it in order of the age of the people. Although he didn't do that in the terms of Israel, so why would he do it here? In Israel, he did it according to the flags, not
Yeah,
according.
but it was Reuven first in the count.
Yeah, but it was Gad. Gad was interjected. He asked why Gad was interjected.
Oh,
so
I
he
see.
was
Well,
not.
so he,
He was
right.
not.
So
He was not doing it for number in the age of. He did not do it from the age of.
right,
the
according to
children.
the ages.
So why is he saying that he would have thought here? you
But
would
at
have
least
done
he
it
started with Reuven, the counting.
Yes, that's true.
I don't remember now. You
Yes.
have better memory. But at least he started with
Yeah,
Reuven.
he started with Reuben.
Right.
Yeah,
Here he starts with whom? Sorry,
with Gershon.
the counting. Right. But Merari is no.
Yes.
Hold on.
So start with Kahat, and Merari is and Gershon is the oldest.
according by the age, should have started with Gershon.
Yeah,
He was the oldest, right?
But we start
אחרי
with
קהת ואחריו מררי.
yeah.
אך לא עשה כן, הוא התברך, כי אם בתחילה התחיל, כי אם בקהת התחיל. He started with קהת.
Exactly.
So now so he says the answer to that question,
Because they were doing more important work.
right, they were, now, I would ask, so excuse me, so why are you giving more important work not to the firstborn? That would be my question.
Right.
If you like really don't wanna have jealousy or anything, right? So what do? You're starting with the second son. Not only that's not
No, that's
enough,
right.
you also give him the better job,
And you're
so to
giving
speak,
him the whole purpose of jealousy comes in.
right?
Yeah.
But he's not saying that. He's saying, okay, the answer is who got more important job, so he is counted first, even though he is not the firstborn.
Yeah.
So whatever, maybe it's not so important. You don't have to be firstborn. Okay, it's nice, but it doesn't mean you get the most important job.
What does it mean here at the end of that sentence? Aaron, Umerari, B'Shulchan.
Hold on, where is it? אך לא עשה כן, הוא התברך כי אם בכהן התחיל, והנה תשובת הדבר זה בצידו, יען כי עבודת בני כהן הייתה עיקר המשכן, ארון ומנורה ושולחן. The most important things was the Aron HaKodesh, menorah, and the table.
I see. That the tribe of Kahat took care of. Yeah?
There was Kahat? Yeah,
Ach,
yeah.
Adayin,
Yeah.
Aikara.
Aikara dedina pirka. Oh, I think he's going to ask my question. Baruch Shekivanti. He's saying it's an Aramaic here. Ach adain, but still says Rav Zal, right? On the aikara of the importance, on the important thing, the dina of this judgment, pirka, we still have a question on it. There is still here a very important question, so to speak. And what's the question? Let's read.
Lama lekhat shehu sheni natanu ikar.
Baruch Shekivanti.
Hakidusha.
That's exactly what we asked.
Exactly. Why does he give the second child the most important?
The most important job.
Ula Gershon, and to the Gershon, the oldest one, Achiv Hagadol,
His older brother.
Yeriot,
Yeriot, Hamishkan.
Hamishkan, the covers.
All he's carrying is the covers and then the what do you call
And
it?
the covers and the curtains.
The curtains and the covers, right?
Very good.
Good question, Baruch
Very
Hashem,
good.
right?
Very
Beautiful. So maybe okay, what do you want to do?
Let's do the note then at least.
Okay.
We've got time.
Let's
Chet
do the
on
notes.
Merari, שכן היה סדר לידתם,
לידתם.
ככתוב בפרשת ויגש.
ויגש.
ויגש. ויגש? What's it?
Parasha ויגש, yeah.
Yeah, the
Bereshit.
children.
The seder, the order of their birth. Right, it mentioned in the Parasha V'yigash when they, I think all the Bnei Israel, right, they come to Yosef.
ובני לוי גרשון קהת
ומררי.
ומררי. That's what it says. וכן בפרשת האמור וירא.
So he's saying we have this order in his Parasha V'yigash Ve'ireh, but here everything all of a sudden the order all mixed up.
Right. And then we have on Tet, which I'm trying to find where it is. Tet. Oh, we haven't come to it yet. Okay. We do have an Aleph, a big Aleph.
Oh, we didn't do that yet?
No, we didn't cover.
Okay, what's that big Aleph there? Okay.
The big Aleph is right at the bottom.
Okay, let's do that.
Inyan ki avodat bnei kehat הייתה עיקר המשכן ארון
מנורה
ומנורה
ושולחן.
ושולחן. במדרש נשא את ראש וכולו יגו אינו אמר בקוד אלא נשוא על ראש לשון נשיאות כשנמנו because when they were counted להתמנות על
להתמנות.
להתמנות to be
To get appointed.
to get appointed מלאכת הקדש
הקודש.
the work of holiness קיבלו נשיאות
נשיאות.
they received a head lifting.
Right, but נשיאות really means nasi is also a prince.
They become
So when they were appointed to their work, it's not only just like raise their heads, but actually the carriers of they became like above. They were raised above the rest. They became like princes. They became like chiefs. Nasi means like a prince, a president called Nasi, right?
מתוך בני לוי, within the children
right,
of Israel.
from amongst the Bnei Levi, because of their very important job of Aaron, Menorah, and Shulchan, they became like the upper, so to speak, echelon, like a princely echelon.
שמכל בני לוי לא חשובים כבני קהת. Because within the children of Levi, they're not all considered as children of Kehat.
Right, no one like Kahat.
ומהם
כהנים
כהנים
ולוויים.
לוויים. And from them, they became Kohanim
ולוויים.
and Levim. Yes?
Right, so from all the children of Levi,
They became Kohanim.
just a minute, let me see again. מתוך בני לוי, שמכל בני לוי לא חשובים כבני קהת. Of all the children of Levi, nobody is as important as children of Kahat. ומהם כהנים ולוויים. And even from Levi came Kohanim ולוויים. Right? They're all sons of Levi. But Kahat is like the most important of them. All of them.
ולפי שהיו חשובים, and because they were so important, ועוד שעבודתם הייתה קודש, הקודשים, and because their work is so holy,
Right.
לפיכך נמנו תחילה. They were counted first.
Right.
שאת מוצא כשמונם. What does that mean?
שאת מוצא, you find,
שאת מוצא כשמונם.
Shema that as we find that when he counts them,
When he counts us,
Kishema now, when the Hashem counts them, מבין חודש
חודש
לפדות
לפדות
הבכורים.
לפדות is to count?
לפדות is to redeem. That we find, right? When he counted them he counts them from 1 month old when they are redeeming the Bechorot. Because what happened there was an extra number of okay, we have to retract a little bit. The avoda, before the head of the egel, the bechorim, they were supposed to be, you know about it, they were supposed to be really the kohanim, the priests.
Right.
But because of the head of egel, there was a problem there. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Hashem said, no, now the tribe of Levi, because they didn't do egel, they didn't participate in it, so now they are going to be my kohanim. so to speak, my priests, the whole tribe of Levi. So they needed to do what's called pidyon, redeem, because the kedusha was on the bechorot, on the bechorim. So how do you transfer kedusha? It's a whole method it's discussed in the Talmud, in the Torah, that right you give the money and you buy out the kedusha, and now that becomes not holy, and the kedusha is in this money. So they needed to redeem so there was more bechorot than kohanim, than Leviim.
That's right.
Right. So they needed to redeem, and that's what it's saying, that when they counted even from the age of Chodesh, for 1 month, as a, so to speak, to get the Kedusha from the Bechor.
Right.
And the rest, they used the coins to redeem.
Right. Okay. Maybe
I think that's what he's referring
Maybe
to.
you finish it off because I know
There is a
you're
lot
short of
here, so we'll
time.
finish it next time.
Okay.
We'll finish it next time. No rush, right?
Okay.
So next time we'll start it again and we finish this Aleph here.
Wonderful.
Very good.
far did
We got
What's
to
that?
the Aleph. On the
What's that,
bottom.
Bert?
How far did we get?
We got to.
We didn't get too far. Baruch Hashem.
We got the I would say the second paragraph of the main answers of the questions, but we're basically looking at sentence 21.
Okay.
Sentence 21 is the
You might
main
want to
one.
shut this off.
Yeah.